It's CBrev, aka Dissonance by Design, throwing you guys my full free defensive ebook for Madden 16. This game's only been out for about 10 days, so it's pretty sick that I'm able to get this out to you guys. um, just a few administrative things before we get started. If you would like a paper copy of the ebook, all you have to do is go to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/CBrev, which is spelled CBREV. There's a donate button beneath the stream. If you donate at least $3 to me, I will email you a paper copy of the ebook to the email linked to your PayPal. Or you can just watch the video and get it legitimately for free. That's just an option if you don't have time to watch the video or you just want it handy. Also, there's already a free offensive ebook on my channel of the Colts Playbook, so make sure you check that out as well as subscribe to my channel for more Madden 16 content. I'm really excited to bring this ebook to you guys. It's really good stuff, especially for free. We've got two really great schemes, formations we can scheme out of this, and then a couple nano blitzes mixed in. The playbook we're using for this is the Eagles playbook. Like I said, two really good schemes or formations we can scheme out of, and several nano blitzes we can dice in. So I guess I'll just get right into it. I'm going to start off with the main formation that we're going to scheme out of the entire playbook. This has 5 different plays that are all visually set up exactly the same, so they all look the same before the snap. And we actually have a zone blitz with an edge rush, a zone blitz with a dual edge rush, 2 men getting in, zone coverage D, a man with an edge rush, and a man coverage D. So I think we're covering all the bases there. By the way, I know it's a little weird that I'm in practice mode, but that's the only way I can really do this efficiently. I can reassure you that I've tested these plays extensively online, solo challenges, games, and stuff like that. So this stuff does work online. I put a lot of time into this to make sure that was the case. So the formation we're going to scheme out of, the main formation of this ebook is going to be nickel 3-3-5 wide. I love this formation. It's very good run D this year, and like I said, we're going to be able to scheme out of it very well. So we're going to start with the 4-man edge rush with zone. So the play we're going to do is Mike 3, show 2. And the adjustments are pretty simple for this one, but I'm going to move people around in a certain way. So just take my word for it, because that allows us to have the same look throughout all the plays in this formation. So what you're going to want to do for this play is base a line, shift the line right, then you're going to want to pull this corner down to about here, just on the line of scrimmage. Put this linebacker on a QB spy, and then you're going to run the middle linebacker out here. Put him behind that outside linebacker, so it should look like that. So as you can see, 4-man rush, 6-man coverage, and a quarterback spy. We're going to snap the ball here, and you can see we just come around the edge and don't get a sack the first time. The reason this blitz works as well as it does, only rushing 4, is because the DT above the center actually causes the center to have to block him, which allows us to get space around the edge to come in. This blitz is slidable, and if they block a running back, it will pick it up, but that's why we have other plays in the scheme, and quite frankly, only rushing 4, that is pretty good circumstances. You can see how consistently we're just coming off the edge, and you never have to worry about the left side of the line shifting over to pick that up, because we still have that middle DT on that weird blitz route swinging over there. So again, that's what it looks like. 4-man rush, we just come off the edge nice and clean. If they try to roll left, obviously we have that QB spy. I'm going to back out really quick just to show you that this play is completely flippable, as with all plays in this formation. So if you want the pressure coming off the left side edge instead of the right side edge, it's just the exact opposite adjustments. Base align, shift the line left. Move this cornerback down, put this guy in a spy, and move this middle linebacker out here. Just a note, and we actually get a B gap there, even better. Just a note with this formation, how we're setting things up and all. It may look as though we're going to be extremely exposed to runs up the middle, but with the blitzes we have coming off the sides, it actually ends up, this formation is actually pretty good at stopping runs inside. So even though we're basically completely exposed to the inside of the field with this formation, don't worry, when you get online you'll see that it is very good run D, so that's just something you may have been looking at. So out of that, we're going to go into the zone coverage D now, which is going to look exactly the same, except we're going to have a 2-man rush and 9-man coverage. So the play is cover 3 buzz here. This is also one of your audibles. So I like to come out in Mike Blitz, or Mike 3 show 2, and then audible to this if I feel like it, just to have options. But it's the exact same we're going to do here. We're going to base align, shift the line right, then we're going to move this corner down. We're going to put this linebacker on a spy, and then we're going to put this D end on a purple or a yellow or whatever you want to do with them. Or if you want to leave them rushing, have a 3-man rush, that's cool too. And then we're just going to move this linebacker out here. So it looks exactly the same as before, but only a 2-man rush. Very good to catch your opponent off guard if you've been sending the heat a lot. And actually this 2-man rush gets pretty efficient pressure. It doesn't take absolutely forever for them to get there. But this is just a coverage D I love to mix in with this look. Because like I said, the play looks exactly the same, but now instead of blitzing, we have 9 men in coverage, a cover 3 look, and the rush isn't terribly bad. We also have a quarterback spy with an outside linebacker, so we are not exposed to quarterback runs or anything of that nature. Yeah, so that's just the basic coverage D for this. Not much to really show. We're just playing coverage D and lurking, and actually we got in there super fast with the block shed too. So like I said, the rush is not bad at all on this play. So gonna move on from that. Just because I didn't spend much time on that doesn't mean it's not important. I run the coverage D just as often, if not more, than the blitz. The key is to keep your opponent off balance. So now we're gonna go into the dual edge heat. This one has quite a few adjustments, even though you can do them quickly. Sometimes you won't be able to get all of them off, so practice this. I would also recommend not doing this play too often unless you know for sure they're looking to throw deep and they're blocking a running back. But this is just something to show in. So for the dual edge heat, we're going to base align, shift the line right like before. Now we're going to crash them down. We're going to pull this safety up and we're going to re-blitz him. We're going to put this linebacker on a yellow zone. We're going to re-blitz this D tackle above the center, and we're going to move this guy out like before. So again, looks exactly the same as all the other plays. Now we're rushing 6 with 5-man coverage. If you want to, you can put these corners on purple zones or yellow zones, because you're absolutely sure that you're getting pressure here. So we snap the ball, and we didn't get the second edge for some reason. Let me see what the issue was there. This should come in clean. There you see the dual edge pressure. So rushing 6, getting 2 in, pretty good stuff. Like I said, I wouldn't run this terribly often because frankly most of the time you won't need to get 2 in. Even if they block a running back, there's still a chance you get block sheds. So unless you're absolutely positive, like I like to run this in 3rd and long, just to be absolutely sure that I'm getting pressure on the quarterback, not giving them enough time to get the throw off. But just another good look. I don't know what happened with that one, but somehow we got an A gap. um, Run this one more time here, show you the edge pressure. And you can see both of our edge rushes coming in clean. We'll go into instant replay here to show you just how this develops. Again, you can see we're only rushing 6. You can count them right here if you want. Just clean, 2 guys in, just so clean. Great blitz, especially to mix in with the other plays in this scheme. Again, the point of the scheme is that we have enough plays that all look the same to constantly keep our opponent off balance. They'll never know what play we're running, and thus it makes every play better. So you may have noticed that those first 3 plays were all zone coverages, which is great. I actually prefer zone coverage, but we also have man coverage options out of this formation as well. So in order to get a 5-man edge rush with man coverage, we're going to call Mike Blitz 0. This is also one of your audibles, so you have a lot of options with the stock audibles. You can see we have Mike Blitz 0 there and the cover 3 play. So very good there. You can see it's basically the same as the zone play, but now we have man coverage. The adjustments are going to be basically the same, a little different. We're going to base the line, shift the line right, and we're going to crash the line left this time. We're going to pull this guy down yet again. We're going to put this outside linebacker on a spy or a zone. I prefer, if I think they're running deeper routes, a yellow zone. If you think they're going to run drags and stuff, I prefer a spy. And then you're just going to slide this guy out here, but in this play you have to make sure he's going to be on the outside of this linebacker rather than behind him, just for the blitz to come through. You can see because we base aligned, we actually have some 2 guys manned up on the same guy. The nice part about this is it'll always leave the person uncovered who's like least important. So you can see the tight end, who's technically a fullback here, is the one that the computer leaves uncovered. So that actually gives us an option to user this safety while still keeping man coverage on the guy he's supposed to be on. So you can see 5-man rush with a spy, man coverage. We'll snap the ball here, and you can see you just get a clean edge rush off the right side. You do have to keep this D end on his rush pattern. If you try to make this a 4-man rush, it just doesn't come in because the O-line acts ridiculous. But still very clean, very nice to mix in man coverage with this scheme, especially when you've been running the other plays as much as you're probably running them. Another thing I like to do with this play is if they're in 5 wide, or I'm absolutely positive they're not going to block a running back, I like to put these corners on yellow zones, and this creates a very cool concept where like it's man coverage, but we're still able to block corner routes with the yellow zones and stuff like that. I just like this coverage scheme a lot. Manned up on the inside receivers and yellow zones on the outside. I just like it a lot. The only play that really destroys this concept is slants, but we'll be lurking over the middle of the field to hopefully stop that. So again, 5-man rush, man coverage behind it, and we just come clean off the right side. I will flip this as well to show you that once again everything is flippable. Just in case you want that left side pressure instead of right side pressure. Exactly the opposite adjustments here. Base align, shift the line left, crash them right. Move this corner down, put this guy on a spy, and move this linebacker to the outside of the outside linebacker. So that is completely flipped. You can see once again they left the tight end unmanned, so that lets us user this safety. and we come off the left side with edge pressure. So really good stuff there. Like I said, mixing in man coverage can be very effective when you're running zone as much as our other plays run zone. Finally, in this formation, we're going to have the man coverage D. It's just going to be cover 2 man, which is also an audible. So you can see 3 out of the 5 plays that we run are actually audibles you can change to if you feel the need. So we're going to set this up exactly the same as the other plays. We're going to base a line, shift the line right, we're going to pull this corner down, and now what I like to do is I like to put this linebacker on a spy and then put these 2 D ends on corner routes. You can also leave them into blitz and just have kind of like a 3-man rush with a QB spy. You can put this linebacker on a corner and this D end on a corner and then spy the D lineman, or you can just not spy it if they're running Peyton Manning or something. But anyway, you can see that we're only rushing 2. We get the same 2-man rush concept as with the cover 3 concept, but now we have man coverage with a few zones diced in there. Again, we're just lurking. When you're blitzing and bringing pressure the entire game, like you will be with these plays, mixing in 9-man coverages, especially mixing between man and zone within those coverages, just keeps your opponent so off balance. You're bound to get a bad read here and there. So again, this is just basic man coverage, and you can see once again our 2-man rush actually isn't terribly slow either. They probably only had about 3 to 4 seconds to throw the ball there, which is pretty good considering we have 9 people in coverage. So again, that's just what I like to do. You can put them on yellows instead. Doesn't really matter, just make adjustments based on what your opponent's doing. Then we just lurk the middle, and we get pretty decent pressure on a 2-man rush. So that's going to be it for the main scheme of the ebook, which is nickel 3-3-5 wide. So much you can do with those 5 plays that I showed you. Just a very solid formation, and like I said, everything comes through against play action, everything comes through against under center formations, and it is very solid run D as well. So probably the best scheme you're going to find out there for free, I'll tell you that much. So we're going to move on to the next kind of mini scheme. The next formation, the second most often formation I like to run, is nickel 2-4-5 double A gap. And we have a very good, consistent blitz out of this formation, and then probably the best coverage D we have in the entire playbook out of this formation. And again, we're just mixing between those. So I'll start off with the blitz. We're going to pick the play nickel overload 3. Your adjustments for this are you're going to base the line, shift the linebackers right, shift the D-line left, and crash them down. Then you're going to pull this cornerback up, just up to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Pretty quick setup there. You can see 5-man rush, 6-man zone coverage, and we're going to get a very consistent didn't come through there. The linebackers didn't shift correctly when I told them to shift. That's how it should have shifted. So I had a feeling that wasn't going to come in. But now it's definitely going to come in. You can see the 5-man rush there. We get a very consistent. Why is that not coming in? That is incredibly frustrating. I promise you this is like the most consistent blitz in the entire playbook, and now it's deciding it doesn't want to come in for me since I'm recording. So I guess we'll just run it until it comes in like it's supposed to. Jeez. This is one of my what I absolutely did not want to happen, which is suddenly I turn the recording on and it decides that it doesn't want to help me out here. Like I said, it's practice mode, so it's a little obnoxious. But even if I don't get good examples of this play, just take my word for it. Um, Go online and use this play. I promise you it's going to get you 5-man left side B-gap pressure. There's actually a separate video on my channel for this blitz exclusively. It's called Most Consistent Blitz in Madden 16. And you can see live game clips that I put in that video of this blitz coming through. There's the B-gap we were supposed to be getting the entire time. Again, 5-man rush, left side B-gap. Just coming through very cleanly there. This left tackle is always going to slide out for the cornerback unless it's play action, so that just means we get a linebacker screaming through the B-gap on the left side there. So let's set it up again, see if we can't get similar results. How this is supposed to be coming through, nope. I really despise practice mode this year. They made it so bad, especially for defense. But like I said, guys, just take my word for it. Go watch the other video on this blitz. I promise you this works online. It's called CBrev's Top 100 Most Consistent Blitz in Madden 16. It's kind of ironic that my most consistent blitz is choosing not to come through in practice mode. But what can you do? I'll say what I said in the other video, which is that this blitz is unslidable. So if they slide left, you'll actually get a right side B gap with this defensive end, which is absolutely sick. This is one of the plays I run to just get constant pressure against my opponent in an online game. Just a constant 5-man rush that gets a B gap through, just like that. There we go, right on cue. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm frustrated with this. Like I said again, I promise you this works online. Basically 95% of the time that B-gap's going to come screaming through in an online game. So very good stuff there. Then you can do whatever you want with the coverage. You can do the yellow zone thing with the corners again. Blocking a running back's going to pick this up, but it isn't slidable. And if you're only rushing 5 and they're using a running back to stay in and block against your 6-man coverage, that's a win for you anyways. So yeah. And then the other play at a nickel 2-4-5 double A gap. Oh, also wanted to mention double A gap is a very good run defense as well. So very consistent with that as well. Then the coverage D out of double A gap is going to be cover 3 show 2. And like I said before, this is probably the best coverage D in the entire formation. Just the way we set it up and how everything works out. We're going to set it up to look exactly like the blitz play. So we're going to base a line, shift the linebackers right, shift the line left, and crash them down. Normally in a game this guy will start here, so you're going to want to pull him down, but leave him on the flat zone he's on. Then we're going to put this linebacker on a quarterback spy, and then we're going to put this outside linebacker on a purple zone, or a flat zone, whichever you prefer. Light blue routes are probably better than purple routes sometimes. I just hate getting beat by corner routes, so I usually put them on a purple. And then you're going to want to user this safety because we don't need 2 sideline routes over here, so basically you can just ignore whatever he's on and lurk the middle of the field with this safety. So we'll snap the ball here. Again, 2-man rush, and we get pretty quick pressure. Despite the fact that we're rushing 2, we get isolated rushers on offensive guards. So we get a pretty quick rush despite the fact that we're rushing 2. Again, it's a cover 3 look. 9 men in coverage with or 8 men in coverage with the quarterback spy. And we're just lurking the middle of the field. This is our coverage D. We mix in with the blitz. The point of this is to try and get your opponent to throw the ball quickly into your massive coverage scheme. Because of the fact that you've been blitzing them most of the game and keeping them on a quick trigger on offense. But just the way the zones play out in this, like I said, this is probably the best coverage scheme in the entire playbook. Just the fact that we have literally an entire cover 3 scheme. Um, these yellow zones drop back pretty far, maybe about like 10 yards, but it's helpful because we have this quarterback spy that actually slides over and kind of sits here, so that's going to take away drag routes almost entirely. I've had it happen in games as well where they don't even see that spy and they throw a drag route right at him for an interception. And then we also have a safety we're lurking with, so we have more speed, more catching, able to make more plays if the ball gets thrown our way. Again, I'm just running slants to show you, but again, two-man rush, it still doesn't take us forever to get there. We still get pretty decent pressure with that. So that's it for the two main formations of the ebook. Nickel 3-3-5 wide, I'd say I probably run 80% of the time. So if you're going to spend time on anything, spend time on that. Just awesome formation. Nickel 2-4-5, double A gap, I like a lot. Like I said, sorry for the results, but that blitz is very consistent online. So now I'll just show you the Nano blitzes that I dice in, which is 3 of them, and then that'll be the video. Before I do that, I just want to show you a quick concept I like to do. Let's say it's like 3rd and 15. You know they're not going to go deep. You're just trying to stop the first down. I actually like to call quarter 3 deep, man up 3 deep. And I like to sub in linebackers at defensive end, but I'm not going to do it in this video. And then I like to put the D-ends on yellow zones and the safeties on purple zones. So it actually looks like that. So basically we have the entire area around where the first down is going to be picked up covered. Only a one-man rush, but we're lurking with the safety, and we still get pressure pretty well there. This is just something I wanted to put in the video to show you guys. If it's like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 10, your main goal is to stop the first down. I love running this play. Put the D-ends on yellows, the safeties on purples, lurk with the middle safety, and now you've got the entire area of the field around where the first down is going to be covered. So we just lurk and lurk. Usually online they will have thrown the ball now, but you can see still nobody's open. And I'm just going to press a button here to get it over with. But you can see the coverage is insane on that. If you're worried about a quarterback running, watch him yourself, or you can put this D-tackle on a spy, but that leaves you rushing 0, which is kind of risky sometimes. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Alright, so 3 Nano blitzes, and then the video will be over with. So the first one's at a 3-4 Predator. The play is SS Scrape 3, and we're going to come out and the play flipped. Also a separate video on my channel for this. You may have seen it already, but this blitz just comes screaming, and it's very simple to set up. What we're going to do is we're going to base align, shift the linebackers right, then we're going to re-blitz this linebacker above the right end, and then we're going to move the safety out just slightly. And then what I also like to do is move this middle linebacker here and put him on a light blue zone just to kind of get a better coverage look. And you can see we just come absolutely screaming through the left side B gap. The speed of this blitz makes it absolutely insane. I love mixing this in on like obvious passing situations because a lot of the time, if it's the first time you run this blitz against someone, they're going to have no idea it's coming, and the speed of it is just almost unstoppable if they've never seen it before. Also very consistent. That is Fletcher Cox, who's pretty fast, but still, even with a slow D-end, still comes screaming, and you can always sub in someone fast at that D-end spot. So one more time here. Doesn't come through, but if for some reason it gets picked up like that, you're going to end up getting the linebacker through the B gap instead, which is slower, but at least you know if it gets picked up for some reason, you're still going to get pressure. So yeah, I'll run this play one more time. Like I said, these examples in practice mode are really something. Try to show you that left side B gap coming screaming. Not gonna happen, but we still get the looping linebacker and a strip fumble. So I love dicing that Nano blitz in as well. The next Nano blitz is going to be out of 3-4 odd. The play is called FS Zone Blitz. Very simple adjustments for this one as well. We're going to base a line, shift the line right, and crash them down. Then we're going to take this middle linebacker that I'm using right here. We're going to put him directly behind this D end, and we're going to pass commit. This is actually an essential part of this blitz coming through correctly because it allows our B gap to come through. For some reason in Madden, it does affect how the line reacts if you pass commit with a certain player or where that player is. So for this blitz, we're going to get directly behind this D end and pass commit. It doesn't affect our coverage ability at all. We'll still drop back right away, but you can see this allows us to get screaming so quickly through the offensive line. What's going to happen with this play is you're either going to get an A gap with the left side D end, which is what we got here, or you're going to get a B gap with the right side D end, which you can kind of see coming through here. But he does get picked up, but it doesn't matter because we just come screaming through the A gap with Fletcher Cox yet again. This is only a 5-man rush, 6-man zone coverage, so very effective again. Again, very simple adjustments. You're just going to base a line, shift the line right, crash them down, and then user this linebacker, put them directly behind the D end, and pass commit. And you can see that time we come screaming through the right side B gap, which is one of the 2 results I told you would happen with this play. This blitz is just so glitchy. Basically, no matter what you do, someone's coming through, and the speed of it is absolutely crazy. So once again, obvious passing situations. If you want to mix in a new play they haven't seen before, it's a critical 3rd down, blah, blah, blah. This is the play for you. Also, that number 72 D end is insanely slow. If you actually sub in like Von Miller here, or like Derek Brooks if you play Mutt or something, just someone insanely fast with good acceleration, this blitz is they're just gonna get sacked so fast. So one more time here, screaming through the right side B gap yet again. Awesome stuff there. And yeah, the last play I'm going to show, I saved it for last. Usually you're supposed to save your best for last, but I like to save my experimental stuff for last. So you don't have to watch this play. This is just something I've been experimenting with. It works pretty well online, but I was getting pretty shitty results in practice mode with it, which I guess is what you want to hear. You don't want to hear good results in practice mode and shitty results online. But I'm just going to show you it, just something for you guys to play with. Nickel 245, we're going to go to silver shoot pinch, and very easy adjustments for this one as well. We're going to base a line, pinch the line down, crash the line down, and then we have these 2 linebackers to do whatever we want with. I like to put this linebacker on a purple and this linebacker on a yellow, or you can flip those like so, and then I like to user this linebacker. Additionally, you can put this linebacker on a yellow and user this guy instead. Anyway, you can see we've got 2 zones plus a user and 4 people in man coverage, so only a 4-man rush. And we come screaming off the edge there. You're either going to get an edge rush with that cornerback, or you're going to get actually a B gap with the linebacker. Either way, for a 4-man rush, man coverage with zones diced in, very good stuff there. Like I said, sometimes shitty results in practice mode. I already said this, but I really hate practice mode this year. Let's see if we can get an example where the linebacker comes through the B gap. I guess not. Still get the edge rush though. Again, very good results for only a 4-man rush, and again, the fact that we're mixing in man coverage with zone coverage, throughout all of these plays and all of these schemes. Just helps us out a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, subscribe to my YouTube channel for even more Madden 16 content. I'm so happy I could be throwing you guys this free ebook right out of the gate for Madden 16. So go hit the lab with it. Go play with it, play around with it in solo challenges, whatever you want to do. But thank you guys so much for the support. Like and subscribe for my channel. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.